I guess. Um, Houston. Houston, I'm going to say. I'm probably going to say 9 under. 9 under. Probably going to be 9 under. I don't see him. I don't see him. I don't see him play. I don't see him going over 9 games or so. Stuff like that. But as far as Memphis, Memphis had a really good year last year. They really have. Really have. Quarterback got a big arm. I haven't seen where the new class or the new recruits and stuff like that. Probably we're gonna see that tomorrow. So I'm gonna say Memphis gonna go 8 over. 8 over. I think they're gonna win pretty much 8 games. Oh, 8 under. Excuse me. They're probably gonna win 8 under. I think for the American Conference. But I think overall, your champions, your conference champion at the end, I think it's gonna come down to probably Central Florida and Memphis, and your champions would be Central Florida. Because I think they're the best team in the conference. They're the best team in the conference. They've been the best team in the conference for the last 2 years, and why not go with the conference? Now, as far as the Big Ten is concerned, I mean, I thought about this. Wisconsin's been the best team. Wisconsin is clearly the best team in my mind. In the whole Big Ten, and probably over the overlooked team in the entire Big Ten. So I'm gonna say they're gonna win 10 over. I'm gonna pick them 10 over. I think Wisconsin got a solid team, really really solid team. It's really solid throughout the way. And now as far as Ohio State. I think Ohio State ain't gonna miss a beat. I really don't think they're really gonna miss a beat at all. Even though it's a distraction with Urban Meyer and Urban Meyer. At this point, I think, should we be surprised? I think Urban Meyer should end. We all could agree Urban Meyer could handle the situation properly with the assistant coach. But outside of that, but the team itself, they're probably gonna win over 10 games. We all know, and probably lose to some weird game like Penn State and stuff like Penn State, Ohio, Iowa, stuff like that. They always have Ohio State. Notice every year always have some weird losses. They always have some weird losses and they find a way to beat Michigan. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Now, as far as speaking of Michigan, and to me, Michigan have one of the best. In my mind, one of the most best defense as far as points. Not a lot of points in college football. But the thing with Michigan, they gotta have a quarterback. If they don't have a quarterback, they are not gonna win a lot of games. So I'm gonna say they're probably gonna win 9 at least. I'm going to pick 9 under for Michigan. 9 under for Michigan. Penn State. Um, 9 under. I think 9 under would be. I think 9 under. I think Lane Franklin has done an extraordinary job. Yes, me personally, I didn't like the fact that he overrun the score, I didn't like that. I want Mike on this. I didn't like it. He should have let to kick the field goal. But anywho, but Penn State is not the best team. It's not the best team in that conference, as we all know. As far as and did I say Wisconsin? I think I said. If I didn't say Wisconsin, but if I didn't say Wisconsin, I'm going to say Wisconsin now. Wisconsin over, 10 over. I think they're going to win at least more 10 games. And again, probably one of the best teams in that conference. And the team that I think everybody needs to look out for, and that is Michigan State. Michigan State has in the last 5-10 years, their defense has always been superior. Always been superior. Always right up there. But for some reason, they can't. For some reason, they can't get over. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I really don't. Because they are a real solid team. They just. I guess you could say they need to get over the hump, to say the least. I think that's the best. They get over the hump, to say the least, in the Big Ten. But my Big Ten matchup for the Big Ten championship this year, Wisconsin again, and Ohio State. And once again, Ohio State is your Big Ten champion. Ohio State, Urban Meyer Ohio State reminded me on the New England Patriots. The Buckeyes, despite their weird losses to Penn State and Iowa. And speaking of Iowa, Iowa to me is the most sleeper team in college football. They really are. They really are. I mean, the most, going to Iowa and you got ask Michigan, you got ask Harbaugh. It is really one of the most difficult places to play. Believe it or not, it is really a difficult play. You don't believe me? Ask Iowa. Ex Penn State. Even though Penn State almost lost a game. Going to Iowa is not easy. It's not easy at all. It's not an easy place to play. One of the most difficult places to play in college football, no question about it. Really, really difficult. And but like I was saying, Ohio State just find ways to win. They just do. They just find ways to win. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. To me, Wisconsin is the best team in that whole entire conference. To me, Ohio State just find ways to win. They just do. They just do. It sucks, but they find ways to win. They just do. And that's the story with the Big Ten. Do we have to go to the ACC? We all know who's going to win the ACC West. It's Alabama, the number one team in the country. Number one team, national champions once again. Nick Saban, what can you say? The big dog, the top dogs in college football, no question about it. Their defense is always revolving, and Alabama have the best defense in college football, probably in college football history. I never see a defense like that in Alabama. I really did. I think Alabama, Michigan State have the best defense to me. But overall, Alabama's the best defense in college football, hands down. I don't care what nobody say. Alabama just they and it's not that. And the reason why I say that because they don't punish you, they stop you. They could punish you. They could beat you. They could beat you up. They could play. The secondary is very well disciplined. You know, a lot of NFL teams could take notes from these college kids because they corners, they linebackers, even though they're overweight, they just look. They just relentless, really relentless, and they just pound you every chance they get. They could knock the ball. They could knock the ball. They could sack the quarterback. They could disguise your blitzes. You know, they could shut you. And most importantly, the one thing about the defense, but outside of turnovers, they got to shut you down. They have to shut you down, and I think Alabama is great as far as shutting down. They really are. Now, as the East is Georgia. To me, last year's national championship game is a preview. It should be the SEC champion. I want to say it should be. I think if Alabama didn't lose to Auburn, we all know who would have played in the SEC title game. We all know that. But Georgia, I think Georgia is going to be hungry, and they should be, because we all know that was last year. That was their national championship. That was their national championship in their own backyard. So if that's not motivation, I don't know what is. So I expect them to win the East. I expect them to win the East tomorrow. Win the East this year. And Alabama versus Georgia will play for the SEC title, and Alabama will be your SEC champion. So let me go through the SEC West real quick. Alabama over 10, you already know that. Auburn is very tricky to me. I'm going to say 10 over 2. LSU 8 under. 8 under. Mississippi State 7 under. Ole Miss 7 under. A&M, even though Jimbo Fisher is going to be your new head coach, eight under. It's going to be 8 under to me. And it's the East, and as far as the SEC East, Georgia 10 over. Give me Georgia 10 over. Florida 10 and 9 over. 9 over. Tennessee, until I see better, I'm not believing Tennessee. Tennessee 8 under. Vanderbilt 8 under. The rest of the SEC East 8 under. We went through the American Conference, the Big Ten, the SEC, now the ACC. Let's start off with Clemson. Clemson's going to be a scary team. I'm going to say 10 over Clemson. Give me 10 over. Florida State, they lost their head coach to Texas A&M. I think Florida State is going to win. I think it's going to be 9 over Florida State. The U is back, folks. The U is back. As far as